What's going on there? Nutty. Here's Doyle. He's a ball-playing back rower in this game. Very experienced hooker as well at under age levels. So Doyle, right in the shadow of the posts. Here's Tuamavavi nudging it through. Bounces good, and in the end, it's just eluded there, Fainga. And in the end, Waikato hang on.
Waikato hang on. It's going to be a tough day for these Waikato centres and wingers. You've got these big boys in Auckland. They do draw in the attention. They need some stopping in the middle. So your back rowers are going to be very tight. Your centres and wingers are going to have a lot of work to do. As you can see, that space is opening up there, but they do well to let that one go over the sideline.
Well, the bounce was critical there, wasn't it? Just in Waikato's favour. So they hang on there. And tough meters being made now by the mana.
Oh, Mark wants a live stream. Fuck. I'll stream it. I'm going to stream it on YouTube too, I think, but just remember I'm
No
live.
space at all. As we saw Ward Benedict making a tackle there, one of the Otahu players in this Vulcans lineup. Away goes Wilson, and there's the veteran player, the try scorer in the game, Wala. That's a good carry from him too. Valuable meters made by him on that carry. Wilson again, and now Rangi. Mahinga Rangi. So far, Waikato have been pretty decent and made no errors. There goes the kick from Reihana. Oh, the bounce is pretty kind here for Waikato. And in the end, Fainga had some work to do there.
Yeah, that bounce could have gone either way there. It was a great set from Waikato, running very hard. I think they just need to do a little bit better getting up on the ad line. They're catching it a little bit flat-footed.
Tuamavavi now for the Vulcans. And now here's the other winger, Tavita Makaile, the 23-year-old. 4 tries in his 7 games for Otahu in the Fox Premiership this season. Straight into the action, Ben Wharton Benedict. He's a good, honest front row. This lad played all 15 games for Otahu this season, and he'll relish the opportunity playing rep football. He's got his team a penalty there.
Yeah, great work from there from Auckland. Great to see the outside backs getting involved. You look at that 1 to 5, very solid. And you look at guys like Siapo Pasine, he's left out as 18th man today. That goes to say how strong the squad is, having a guy like that on the sideline.
Yeah, 100%. And now here comes Fiao again.
Oh.
Here he goes, Sione Fiao.
Oh.
That's how to do it, isn't it? Gumby Fiao with a power try. It's 6 points to 4.
Big Gumby. There's nothing Gumby about that footwork. Fantastic footwork for a big man there.
What's it slice like butter out? Boom!
It's just, he was such a star when he was a junior. Sione Fiao, 30 years of age now.
Come on, brothers.
Great try. You know, he got, how many tries did he get? 9 tries this season for the Leopards. He got 5 in 1 game. And I don't doubt there was some like that in that contest against Mangere East. At Sione Fiao, he is a very fine rugby league player.
Yeah, well, you say he was a standout as a junior. It looked like he was playing with some juniors in the way he's just running through everyone.
Yeah, there's been a big shift in players this year. He was a Stingrays player last year, Sione Fiao. And now he's playing with the Vulcans. So great response from them. And now Ledger with the conversion attempt. Francis Ledger, 63 goals and 6 tries for point share this season. And he equalises the scores in this game. So 6-all. Sione Fiao, Junior Warrior, New South Wales Cup player, who went to school with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck at Otahu College.
The OC, good production line there.
Yeah, mate. Right, a big reminder there for Waikato, who, if they're in a contest, they will definitely know they're in a contest now. The defence will have to tighten up on Fiao, no question about it. That's Jordan Grace restarting play. He's the captain of this Waikato team. Here comes Sipley with the return for the Vulcans. Matthew White, 1 game for the New South Wales Cup Warriors team this season. Got a good taste of it in that contest against Newtown. And now Doyle. Well, there's Nati at dummy half. He's slotted into that dummy half role in this game. Simply not going anywhere fast in that carry. Back on the inside, it's a good little dab. There's a good run. So there's been a couple of jersey changes. That was Inu who was carrying the ball. But Inu's had that kick charge down. Back it comes to Tuamavave. Tuamavave chases through, gets the bounce. Oh,
what?
That's the silky skills of Oli Tuamavave on display right there.
In. That's very typical of the, I've said it all year about Point Chev. I think one of their most dangerous plays is when the ball's on the ground. From broken play, this back five is so dangerous, and you can see there, Oli Tuamavave really knows how to exploit a staggered defense line.
Fuck, no.
As the Vulcans go ahead. Fantastic individual skill, but just a reminder, when that ball is on the ground, Waikato's going to have to do their best to find the line and find each other.
Yeah, Tuamavave, good player. 11 tries this season. He's been in the upper echelon of fullbacks for sure for some seasons now in the Auckland Fox Memorial season. So Ledger with this conversion attempt for the Vulcans. So the Vulcans come back nicely into it. Ledger giving the Vulcans a 12-6 lead, 13 minutes played. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of this NZRL Premiership match for 2023. Two more games coming this weekend in the Men's Premiership. It's Canterbury versus Counties Manukau later today, and then tomorrow Akarana Falcons play the Otago Whalers in Dunedin. Women's Premiership starting today as well. We're looking forward to all the coverage here on Sky Sport right over the next month as Sipley returns the ball for the Vulcans. Here comes White back on the inside shoulder. He's a good player, Matthew White. Good solid contact there. Good tackle coming in there from Waikato's lock forward. And that is Mahinga Rangi. Wharton Benedict with that carry. He's got the ball again as we see the Falcons head down to the 30. Tuamavave, there goes the kick. And it might have been played at, so it's 6 more tackles for the Vulcans. Waikato hard on defence again. Vulcans will be keen to capitalise here as Doyle has a little dab. So 20 metres out, big lineup on the right-hand side as Sipley charges into the line. Look at the power of Patrick Sipley. Inu, charge at the line here. He's right there, but not scoring the try. That's Doyle. And now his Fiao once again. Fiao! Oh, has he got it down? He's just a little short there, is he? Tuamavave used as a decoy this time. Here comes Ledger. Oh, it's been touched there by Karina for Waikato. So they did well to hang on there, didn't they, the Auckland Vulcans?
Yeah, they did very well. Waikato they're up against the ropes here. You see big runs like that from Fiao and Sipley again. Every time they run, it's taken 3 or 4 guys to stop them. And those same guys are on the floor as they play the ball, so.
No.
Oh no, it's the Sky people itself. It's not me.
Stand by. We're just getting our camera back for you. Slight technical problem.
Fucking hell! Sort your shit out. Fucking hell, Sky.
Yeah, here come the Vulcans again. This Tuamavave. And here comes a run for the line.
Come on, brothers.
And it's a score there for Makaile, who's gone over to score it to Vito Makaile. And there's the third try for the Vulcans. 16 minutes played here at Cornwall Park.
Yeah, they just haven't touched enough of the ball, Waikato. It's been all defense for the last 10 minutes or so. Great scrum play there from the Vulcans, using the space. Tuamavave going out as winger there, just holding him up, finding Makaile in the corner.
So third try there for Makaile. 23-year-old winger. Also played a fullback and centre this season.
Well, there's a few players in this Vulcans team that can play all over the place.
Absolutely.
Navajo Doyle, we saw him get pulled into the halves for some of the year for Richmond this year.
He's a touchdown. He's a good hooker too.
Yeah,
and Ledger's also been in the halves this season for Point Chev.
Yeah, you got a couple guys that can play all over, just good all-round footy players. And even when you look on the bench, Dylan Tavita still yet to come on. He's another one to look out for.
So here's Ledger with this conversion attempt, most difficult one of the game for him so far. He's 2 from 2 so far, Francis Ledger. Yeah, good kick there from Ledger. Excellent from the sideline. So he's 3 from 3 on the afternoon now, 18-6. Yeah, he still loves playing, doesn't he? 34 years of age now, Francis Ledger.
Yeah, he's done well to get back on the field this year. He was injured quite badly in a motorbike accident earlier this year. But he's got himself back and playing great footy.
Yeah, he's solid as ever, isn't he? Yeah, glorious day here in Auckland today. Yeah, Waikato had no ball in the last 10 minutes, Anthony, haven't they?
Nah, not at all. And it's a real disadvantage with the sun too. If you see the Vulcans get over halfway, expect that ball to go up in the air.
Here's White with the next Gary. Plenty of urgency, and the speed is, ruck speed is excellent. That was Inu's ball to Wharton Benedict.
Oh, they put his on.
Foy has a little dab from dummy half. Back comes Doyle on the inside run. They're really rolling forward nicely into Auckland. Vulcans are starting to really hum here, aren't they?
Yeah, it's going too fast for him here. Way too fast. Too many bodies on the ground for Waikato.
And now they've got a great opportunity to go for their fourth try here. Waikato, well, it's going to be a hard day at the office unless they get up and defend. The faces of these big, strong Auckland Vulcans ball runners. Here's Patrick Sipley again.
I think their fella's
Didn't play rep footy last year.
their fella's brother plays for Manly.
And here's Wharton Benedict.
I swear that's the
He's
same.
held up just short. That line
James
speed's
Sipley's.
got to be sharp for the Mana.
Not too 100% sure though.
There's Nati. And Tuamavave. And here's a second score coming in. In fact, Fainga goes in to score his first try of the day. Fio Fainga, the 24-year-old. And there is the Vulcans. Just too much power and pace and speed.
Too much power. And you made reference to their line speed there. You cannot defend your try line if you're standing on your try line. You have to get up. They should be getting up to the 10-metre line on these edges. As you can see there, they get up a couple and they're just backpedaling. You've got no chance of stopping them there.
Beautifully executed. Fio Fainga going in to score. Stingrays player last year. Had a little crack at Ipswich over in Queensland, but returned to New Zealand back in 2021 after returning during those COVID years. And he's a good goal kicker too, Anthony. He's scored 31 goals for Otahu this season. And a very high percentage as well. And it looks like Doyle's going to take this conversion.
Yeah, we've got a whole team of all-rounders, don't
Yeah, Doyle can kick, Fainga can kick, we've seen Ledger kick. Sam Nati, who's playing today too, kicked for Manukau this year. So there's a number of goal kickers all through this Auckland Vulcans team. So Navajo Doyle.
We lost the ball just out of shot a little bit there, but the crowd seems to love it.
The Doyle, the try. So rather the goal, it's 24 points to 6 now. And Auckland Vulcans looking very comfortable now after conceding that first try.
Yeah, they just look unstoppable and very systematic. You watch Pat Sipley first carry, Matthew White second carry. They just seem to be rolling through the middle here.
Well, looks like Waikato are going the same direction again, aren't they?
Might be an instant replay, Glenn.
Yeah, mate, I reckon you're right. Here's Sipley winding up again. And will they stick it on the right again through Matthew White? Yep.
I've seen this movie, mate.
I
haven't seen this.
Here's Fainga. Around the fullback he goes. Nataki Matthews and Fainga is going to race away and score another try for the Vulcans. They are really starting to look sharp. And it's another try, back-to-back tries for Theo Fainga.
Yeah, well, if it's not broken, don't fix it. They've got something that's working here, just keep it going.
Yeah, lovely play from Matthew White. Really thrilled for him that he got a taste of New South Wales Cup earlier on in the year as well. He's been a good player for Point Chev over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, there's been a lot of guys stepped up to that Cup team, covering for injuries and stuff throughout the year. And to see that Cup team finishing second, heading into finals, it's been a great year for rugby league here in Auckland.
Be fucking thingy now.
They play this afternoon, don't they? Against the Rabbitohs, I think, for in their first playoff game. Theo Fainga. And it's back to Francis Ledger again. I have a feeling we're going to get a few goal kickers today, Anthony. What do you reckon?
Yeah, everyone have a turn.
Yeah, mate.
You score a try, you get to convert it.
Yeah, Ledger. Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see over the next month how the Counties Manukau Stingrays and the Akarana Falcons go, but I think on paper this Vulcans team certainly looks the strongest, Anthony, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. And you look at, with each of these rep teams, you've got a chemistry within the team. Obviously with the Vulcans there's a strong Point Chev contingent, so that's automatically a really good chemistry, much like Counties with the Otara boys.
Yes.
Christchurch, Canterbury, sorry, with the the Linwood, Hornby crew making those teams up. So without these, throughout these teams there are these really strong cultures and chemistries that are shining through.
Yeah, that Counties Manukau team's going to be interesting to see how there's a lot of Howick players in there, a lot of Papakura players in there this year. Going to be interesting to see how they gel.
Yeah, Rukaloza coaching that one. It's, hopefully he's got the recipe, because that's a great squad.
It certainly is. So they're in action coming up this afternoon against the Canterbury Bulls and Christchurch. Looking forward to that game. And the Falcons made up mainly of Richmond players who made the grand final this year against Point Chev. Good to see Waikato mixing up the kick-off there. 2 or 3 in the same spot with Sipley and co, and that wasn't working for them. So now they've gone the other way. Now Harry Durbin is out there, the young prop, the 19-year-old SG Wool player for the Warriors in 2023. Played all 9 games. Away goes Doyle from dummy half.
Fucking boy, Marty Kelly.
It'll be interesting to see how Harry Durbin, Sefania Kauli-Lupo out there now too. And here's Freedom Va'akolo. We've seen no play out on the left at all so far in this game. I think that's his first touch. It's taken 25 minutes for Va'akolo to get going. Here's Tuamavave. Kauli-Lupo has it again. So he's going to be tackled inside the 30. Better defensive set this time from Waikato. So far is Doyle. Seemed to come off a shoulder there. Play on's the call. Still the 5th tackle. Clever kick, and the bounce is good.
Go,
here.
Tomo. Tomo!
And here's the big winger getting stuck in with a good run from Waikato.
Well, they'll be cheering just to have the ball back finally.
They haven't had a set for like 15 minutes, I reckon. It's incredible. Well, let's see what they can do now. Taylor Leaf with that carry. Here goes the fullback, Nataki Matthews, for the Mana.
Whoa!
He's got his team's penalty. That was a good play there from the 23-year-old fullback.
Yeah, great chance here for Waikato just to take their time with this penalty. Just reset. I really like that run from Thompson Kedina, that first touch.
Nudge teams, big nudge.
He was good, and that was he's not
was
Taki
so
Matthews
grub.
here. Just holding on a touch long was Ben Wharton Benedict. One push too many, and that's a great touch finder there. They made 40 metres from that one to
nudge.
Anthony, which is great. So they're getting stuck in now. Here comes Chase Kennedy. Wilson at dummy half. Rangi out to Moala, the try scorer for the Mana. Chance for them to strike back here. Samisi Moala. Wilson. And there's a high shot there from Kali Lupo.
Get him off.
And there's a penalty to the Mana. Good to see Portman Paul out there wearing 15 today. A very skillful prop forward.
Fucking over 40.
The line, always getting there too. Wilson at dummy half. Almost intercepted there by Vahakolo, but in the end, disappointing there.
Yeah, interesting shape there from Waikato. Got Jordan Grace set up on the right, Rayhana on the left. Options both sides. And some fresh legs off the bench.
Yeah, making the difference here for the Mana. Vahakolo disappointed he didn't put the super glue on his left hand this morning. Make that one stick. Now here is Waikato with a big chance. Rangi off the back of the scrum. And coming back is Taylor Leaf. Fourth season in the Waikato Mana side. Good little dummy from dummy half. A nice option taken by Kena Rangi. Tani Wharo player. Here's Rayhana. Trying to drive between those two defenders. Good hands from Wilson. Good tackling though from the Vulcans. Durban with a good solid tackle there. What can the Mana cook up here?
Let's go teams.
To see Tukoi. Big strong tackle there from Fiao. He doesn't back around, does he?
Looks sore.
There's a good kick, good hands there from Kali Lupo. And the Vulcans hang on. So some good D. Let's see how Waikato defend here. We'll have to force an error somehow out of this Vulcans lineup. Good shift of the football. Ledger's off and running here. Tackle on Ledger's got to be made. And it finally is. Here's Fainga at dummy half. Off he gallops over the halfway line.
Yeah, I thought Waikato doing well to build some pressure, but just taking the lid off the jar a little too easy here for the Vulcans.
White down to the 30. Last play for Auckland. And they're looking to spread it through Kali Lupo. Here's Fiao. Nice pass to Va'akolo. Looking good here on the left edge. And
yes!
Smashed out of the hands right there of Makaile. And that is a great play from Waikato's fullback, Nataki.
Yeah, a bit of desperation there. I like to see it. I thought Makaile looked like all he had to do was put the ball down.
Yeah, it was a good shift, wasn't it? And Vahakolo did well there to draw and pass. Oh, and Wilson was in there too, or Rangi rather it was. But it was a very good play out in Nataki to smash it out of his hands here there. The precious valve's still on though, isn't it?
Still on, mate. You've got a long way to
way
to go upfield.
Absolutely. Kingsley Smith not going very far there for Waikato.
Yeah, a few hands on hips now for this Waikato team.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes to go until half-time. Very important they don't concede again in this first half. Durban struggling to clear the ruck. Here comes Paul again. This time he's hit hard by Fiao. Second big shot in as many minutes from Sione. Now appeals for a high tackle there. And the in-play continues. There goes the kick from Jordan Grace. They only made it out as far as their 30. And there is a high late tackle coming in there.
Oh, nice.
So referee Parkinson's given the penalty there to Waikato. It's a handy penalty, isn't it, mate? 50 metres from that call.
Well, they've had 2 or 3 here that have kind of kept them within a chance of scoring. They've converted one early in the game. There's a couple going begging, but they're going to have to start converting these opportunities to stay in touch.
Well, let's see what they can do with this one. Here's the Takoi brothers getting into it. Turanga Waiwai. I'd like to see them get a bit more involved in the game. Tuma Tauinga, Takoi in particular, a damaging runner. Here's Nataki, that's good play from him. Here is Thompson Karina. Oh, not quite there. Scrambling deep from Whainga gets the job done.
We look like an Olympic long jumper there coming down the track, getting ready for the big takeoff.
We did some NRL stuff there.
Space, though, didn't they?
Yeah, great work from the fullback there, Nataki Matthews. He saw the jam sandwich coming, he just back off his left foot, put his winger into space. Superman.
Didn't quite have the cape, did he?
He left the cape back on Waikato this morning.
Exactly. Here's Harry Durbin. That's a shame for Waikato that they didn't convert that opportunity. Kali Lupo. Let's see what they can cook up here. Ngati. And there's Vahakolo. And now here comes Vulcans making a big break downfield here. Ngati. And he got Mikaele involved as well. Here's Vahakolo again, really creating some havoc now. Doyle in a dummy half. This is looking good for the Vulcans here. Oh, the pass doesn't hit the mark and it's behind White. So back goes Whainga, who's trying to create something from nothing here. And in the end, the kick was a beauty.
Yeah, almost turned nothing into something there. Even Oli Tuamavavi, before he chucked that wide pass, if he looked up, there was no one in front of him. But he found his winger instead, and he almost converts.
That was a great work here, and that was a beautifully way to kick there from Whainga.
Yeah, done well just to keep his balance and get back in the chase.
More pressure coming for Waikato. Important they don't concede again.
Mine, yours, mine, yours.
It's definitely yours, Sess. Back you go, mate. Here comes Harry Durbin. And now here's Tuamavavi once again. Doyle a dummy half. Here's Durbin. Doyle again. Good little play from Navajo Doyle. He's pinched 10 to 12 metres, maybe 15 now. Into the 20 he goes. How can they cook up here? There's Tavita. Nice hands out to Vahakolo. And Vahakolo, he's a powerful lad. And it's the corner post right there. And Tuamavavi at dummy half. And here's a try for Kali Lupo. He's there.
Yeah, making it look easy there. Great shape on the left. The play earlier had Kali Lupo with Fiao just on his inside, holding up defenders. Now that pass found the ground, but the next play, Waikato still a little bit scrambled. And Vulcans just finding their way over again.
Yeah, too much power and pace again for Waikato. Done well to gallantly hold on for as long as they have. But in the end, there's just too much speed and skill, isn't there?
Yeah, you can see the body language there from Waikato. Definitely a fatigue factor coming in just before half time. They'll be keen to get back in the sheds. get back under some shade, at least.
Well, that's try number 7 in this first half for Auckland Vulcans. Carly Lupo, good young player. Another Warriors SG ball player, featured in all 9 games for the SG ball team earlier on in the year. 2 tries, 8 goals.
Wow.
And they took him over to Queensland last year as well. He had a full season over there. So they rate him the Warriors, the 19-year-old. He's been playing for Bay Roskill Vikings in the Fox Memorial Premiership. Now Doyle's missed that conversion attempt. And here is the score, 32 points to 6. 4 minutes to play until half-time. But, you know, these SG ball players that we've seen playing for the Warriors this year, like Durbin, Carly Lupo, and there's a few others too floating around in the Akarana and the County Stingrays team as well. These guys are going to form the core of the Jersey Fleet team next year, Anthony, aren't they? So it's important they keep playing throughout the year.
Yeah, it's exciting times when you see all these grades that are being set up for these boys here in Auckland.
Yeah, and the Warriors apparently been overwhelmed with interest in their open trials coming up as well, which is a really exciting sign. And tell you of exciting, look at Fiao again, threatening every time he touches the ball. Here's a good charge into Waikato's half. They've got to watch it here, the Mana. They want to concede another try before half-time. Carly Lupo. That's Doyle picking up the dregs here. Still 2.5 to play. Really important the Mana hold on here. Moala risking a penalty there for a slow play the ball. And now here comes the Vulcans again, almost down to the 10. They're keeping it on the short side. Vahakolo chases through, so is Makaile. And it's back to the 20 for a 7-tackle set.
Yeah, well, there wasn't much action for the Vulcans down that left edge early in the game, but seems they're really favouring it now. Even when there's not much space, he's still loading it up with 3 or 4 people. He's a menace, isn't he?
Yeah, just gets in there and smashes people, doesn't he? Here's Thompson Karena. So close to scoring Waikato's second try earlier in the half. Whoops. A little bit of miscommunication there. And Nataki Matthews. Almost at the 40. And now Kennedy. He's had some real awful injury problems of late. Chase Kennedy only played 5 games for Tani Whara. There's a good break. Excellent play here from
Gomez!
Rangi. Can he do to him above here?
Oh!
Good footwork by Rangi.
Wow, what a
Nice
ball
break up the
from
middle by the Mana.
Fuck, yeah, that was a good
Glimpses.
play. Come on, brothers, keep the pace, keep the pace.
Reihana.
Yeah, hard. Keep the pace.
Just a few metres out on the last tackle.
Ah, they're all back now.
Good hands by Grace. Oh, it's not found the mark.
Oh, he knocked it on!
Forward off Vahakolo. I reckon it has, yes. So it should be a Mana scrum feed. Let's see what referee Parkinson says. Yeah, Vahakolo definitely looked like he knocked it forward. It was a touch forward before that by a Waikato player.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Waikato scrum. So just under a minute left, they're going to have one more crack at the Auckland line. That was great work from Mahinga Rangi on that break, just needing a little bit of support.
So let's see what they can cook up here, the Waikato Mana. Grace trying to weave some magic. Very experienced player, 33 years of age.
Buzz.
Last few seconds of this first
In there
half.
for each other.
Kena Rangi at dummy half. Now Taylor Leaf. Late offload has the ball in Thompson Karena's hands. And that is going to do it until half time. Yes, the referee says that tackle was complete. So there it is, half time here at Cornwall Park. Very successful half for the Auckland Vulcans, who have rattled off 7 tries. Fiao, Dormavavi, Makaile, Whainga, who's had 2, and Kauli Lupo. He tried to Waikato, going to Samisi Moala, the prop. right at the start of the game. It's half-time here at Cornwall Park. It's 32 points to 6.
Through the day, win the race.
Cheers.
This is the Italian Grand Prix, the racetrack that has staged more F1 Grand Prix and races than any other.
Lights out, away we go. Good start from Charles Leclerc.
Carlos Sainz is putting on something of a wonder show. Verstappen absolutely flying it.
You do not cease to amaze me.
Max Verstappen wins the Italian Grand Prix.
Well done, Max. You deserve that victory.
Yeah, we nailed it.
Our ballers have taken flight.
There it is, and down it goes. This would be big. It is.
With every game live on Sky Sport.
She'll get all the way to the hoop.
Stay eagle-eyed and don't miss any of the action. Who will soar above the flock?
And here she is, right on cue, and another.
Tauahi Basketball Aotearoa, live on Sky Sport.
Wade, still 3 more tackles left in this set as Luke handles to Johnson. Look out. Sean Johnson, shot pass. Gelling! And Gelling is there! Well, Anthony Gelling.
Rugby league for me started in 1998. I had some friends, I was living in West Auckland at the time. They were playing for the Glenora Bears. So I went along to training just to hang out with my mates and stuff like that. Have a run around, have some fun. And yeah, never looked back. That same year, a significant moment in my rugby league life. As the family's walking out for church one afternoon, one Sunday, my dad put his arm around me, said, no, son, you stay home today, stay with me. And we watched the 1999 grand final between Melbourne and St George. And yeah, never looked back since then. It's always been rugby league every weekend for me. So playing with that team in Glenora, moved around a little bit, played at Pakuranga Jaguars, Howard Hornets as well. But yeah, not long after that, I was picked up by the Sydney Roosters, and that was my first professional contract, playing with the under-20 side there in the Toyota Cup. After my time in Sydney, I came back here. I was a part of the 2011 kind of run for the finals, where we had the under-20s and New South Wales Cup, and first grade, of course, all in the grand final. So I played for the New South Wales Cup that day. Lost on the hooter, after the hooter, to the Bulldogs. That's haunted me a little bit, but you know, I've had a really good run of luck coming to this club. 2011 we made the finals. 2018 I was back here again. We made the finals, and you know, they haven't been in the final since I came back here as a well-being man for 2023.
A brilliant game. He doesn't deserve to be on the losing side.
Here we go.
It's all over.
It is all over. Anthony Gelling has picked their pockets, and Wigan have won. Wigan have won. Wow!
I played Cook Islands the year before with Kevin Edel coaching us. Kevin Edel used to play with Sean Wayne in Wigan. You know, obviously he's a big famous name in Wigan. Sean Wayne contacted Kevin Edel, said, mate, I'm looking for the next Kevin Edel, like, who do you know centres wise? And yeah, I think I was just in the right place at the right time for him to put my name forward. Just lucky to be a part of a really good team, really good culture. I think I was there 6 years playing, I think we were 4 grand finals or 5 grand finals during that time, winning 2 of them and beating the Sharks in the World Club Challenge. That was a really special moment. A couple games at Wembley as well, Challenge Cup and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of good memories in the UK. The way the Super League's set up, it's quite a top-heavy competition. So you got your top 4 teams are always really strong. You know, and then every other week you might only be playing against those top 4 teams. Most of the weeks you can kind of cruise, especially if you're playing for a team like Wigan, you can kind of cruise into some games. That was one of the biggest difference I found with the NRL, is you got to be on the ball every game. Every team you come up against, they're big, they're fast, they're aggressive. One of the bonuses of that, of course, the team you're playing for is going to be big, fast, aggressive as well. So yeah, it's definitely a tough competition, the NRL.
Luke Green, short pass to Gelling. He's got a try in his first start. Anthony Gelling
try's going to mean a lot.
Being able to come back and just kind of be more with my own people and, you know, getting to play in front of my family. I think there was one game in particular where we played the Dragons. Here was a top of the table clash. I started that day and scored a try down there on the left hand touch line. All my family sitting right there. It was a really special moment. So my role now is I just kind of check in on the boys and make sure that we're kind of bringing players forward as a whole person, not just, you know, rugby league on the field. The coaches can take care of that, but there's a lot more to life, and a lot of these guys living away from home, similar to what I was in the UK. It's good to be able to give my experience and my knowledge to how they can kind of just better themselves and keep themselves in a happy place moving forward.
Here comes Akarana, there's an overlap, there's wide, there's points to be scored, and the hands go up for Akarana.
Oh, I can't wait, honestly. It's going to be so good because we've been, the last few weeks now, we've been running all the finals over at Mount Smart, number 2 there. And you just see these players that are coming through and like really shining throughout the Fox grade and throughout their age groups. And you just, as soon as those finals were over, you want to see more of those players. And so to think you're going to pick out the best ones and have them playing against each other and, you know, going around the country playing, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Fuck.
Rip Curl WSL Finals starts Friday, live, Sky Sport.
Can't stop me now!
You can't run forever, kid.
I can't lose one more friend.
Miguel, this isn't what we talked about.
You knew?
There's no idea what you're doing.
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
All stations, stop Spider-Man.
The Gen 3 supercars are lighting up Australia. Camaro versus Mustang.
What a battle!
Sandown
Technically,
500 starts
you'll
September
hold on
15,
more water,
live, Sky
It's not
Sport.
gonna fucking change the way you look unless you're fucking 3% body fat like that is intramuscular, dude. Anything intramuscular is good for you. Pre-workout. Sure, I understand the arguments of you don't want to be dependent on it. You know, relying on shit is not inherently a bad thing. But I do see your point. I've never forgotten working. But
well, we're here at Cornwall
let's say
Park.
you're not even.
Thank you
Let's say
for
you are
staying with us
seriously
for the
concerned
second
about
half.
the
Not too far away.
It's
The Auckland
stem-free
Vulcans and the
You're
Waikato
still going to get a
Mana.
gnarly pump
And
from
the
all the,
Vulcans winning by 32
the nitric
points to 6.
oxide
Waikato
ingredients.
getting that first try
Vitamins.
to
Dude, I know for a fact you're not getting a fucking vitamin-rich diet.
And then
If someone were to test your blood
32
highly thoroughly,
unanswered
you
points
got
to kick through to half-time. Don't forget, we have that second game coming up a little bit later on between Counties and Canterbury. Looking forward to that game coming up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The Women's Championship also getting underway a little bit later on as well, with the game coming up a little bit later on this afternoon as well. And that game is kicking off at 4 o'clock between Canterbury and Counties Manukau. So a double header coming up from Christchurch before Wellington play Akarana tomorrow from Porirua. So just standing by for those two teams to re-emerge here, Waikato and Mana. So what do you think of the key messages here? What would you like to see? What do you think the key message for Auckland Vulcans should be heading into the second half, Anthony?
Well, like I said earlier, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know, they'll be looking to do the same thing. Looks like they're going to be starting off with the same 13 that they did in the first half. Waikato, I'm not too sure what the message would be, but I know one advantage they will have is they've now got the sun on their back.
And their line speed and defence is going to have to improve. It's tough though, isn't it? You've got those big athletic ball runners running at you all the time.
Yeah, they look like they're going to be starting with a younger forward pack though. You've got Portman Paul and Taylor Leaf still on the field for Waikato. So hopefully these guys can lead the line speed, get them off to a good start here in the second half.
So Waikato gets things underway. And straight away, Tuamavavi. That was a good kickoff. Under pressure right on his own goal line.
Yeah, looks like Navajo Doyle into that acting half role now. Playing at number 9.
Tackle.
Yeah.
And Dylan Tavita in the halves.
Yeah, well, as you touched on, Tavita is a very versatile player. Moala with the tackle. There goes the kick from Tavita. Scored that try just before half-time. That's a good kick too. Back goes Kingsley Smith. Hasn't seen too much action in the first half, the right winger. Mataki at dummy half. Now Thompson Karena hit hard there by Nati.
Yeah, he had a couple good runs in the first half, but it's hard to get any momentum off that slow play the ball. Someone on this Waikato team's going to have to ramp up and poke their nose through the line here.
Well, they might not need to with that penalty as well. There's been a few penalties Waikato's way so far in this game. And they've been at critical times too. The team just under the pump a little bit. They've been benefiting from some calls late in the count, haven't they?
Yeah, there's another one there. Still unable to convert some of these opportunities into points though, apart from the early try that we saw in the first couple of minutes.
Here's Turanga Wawai Tukoi taking the first carry for Waikato.
Play the ball, play the ball.
Kena Rangi at dummy half. Here comes Portman Paul.
Nice
You know, we put him in the tournament team at the start of the year of the NZRL 20s. He's a very interesting prospect. Now here comes Moala. Good carry from him. Paulie's 30 metres out, Waikato. Good play as we see Nataki take the pass from Reihana. Another penalty late in the count, and this time Matthew White concedes it.
It's good shape from Waikato, a nice little play there down the left edge. However, it is coming off a slow play the ball. Auckland with too much time to get their defence ready, get their line speed set.
Well, let's see if Waikato can get things cracking here. Here's Chase Kennedy with the first carry of this set. Rangi. And now Reihana. Moala getting rid of Tavita. Comes again to make the tackle. Rangi again, here's Reihana. Out it comes to Mahinga Rangi. Picked up by Tukoi. Tukoi.
Go Kings!
Smith doing well to stay in the field of play. He's lucky he didn't get dragged into touch there. Good tackle in the end by Sam Nati for the Vulcans. Tumatauinga Tekoi, just 5 metres out. Rangi at dummy half. And now here's Mahinga Rangi. Leach, I don't think touched that, so it's play on. There's a chance for Waikato here on this left. Unfortunately, Taylor Leaf just couldn't free the pass there. There's a sniff of a chance there for the Mana. Now Kennedy keeps it tight. So some good defence coming in from the Vulcans here to keep the Mana at bay. Reihana. And Rangi. He's having a good game to lock forward. Not a lot to him, but he's a gutsy player.
Yeah, he's got some wheels too. We saw that break from him in the first half.
100%. Reihana. Well, that was Grace with the pass. And is that a try? It is. Good work there by Kingsley Smith to go over and score it for Waikato. Jordan Grace looks like he's injured, but the Mana have got their second try, and they opened the scoring in the second half, just like they did in the first.
Just like that. And you just look at this little hesitation there. Jordan Grace, he held the ball out, looked like he was going to put it on his foot for the grubber. Just makes that Vulcans winger sit back on his line. Then a nice little pass over the top, allows him to finish in the corner.
Well, good work by Kingsley Smith to finish it. He scored 11 tries in 12 games this season. One of the bigger try scorers in the competition for Tūranga Waiwai. Hopefully Jordan Grace is okay. And he's hobbling in the background there, isn't he? Jordan Grace, the captain of the Waikato team. Now, hopefully he can run that off. Now, here's Ivan Reihana. Played for the Hamilton Hornets this year. They weren't in the Premiership in Waikato. They were in the Championship, so second division, but he was a big influence for that team. 51 goals and 7 tries this year. That's not too shabby, is it?
Not bad at all.
Not too bad in 13 games. So Reihana with this conversion attempt. Hard luck for Reihana there, just missing. So
Brave shadowing his kicker.
Just having a look at the bench there.
Move,
Jordan
bro.
Grace has gone off. Just wondering what their options for half might be.
Tuma.
I think Mahingarangi is playing a kind of half role at the moment already from loose forward. He might drop back to 6 and get one of these big boys off the bench perhaps.
Yeah, that's right. Rangi, of course, was actually a halfback in last year's competition. So he does have experience in the halves.
We might expect to see him just slot right in.
The other one is Tuma Pauinga Tekoi. He played 5'8" all season for Tūranga Waiwai, but back in his centre's position today. Short kick-off. And it's gone backwards, so it's going to be Waikato ball.
Nice.
Kenarangi. And Durban, surely. It's going to be a penalty, it isn't. Waikato fortunate not to pick up another penalty there. So we see Paul takes the next carry. Got fantastic ability for post-contact meters, Portman Paul. Wilson. And now here's Moala. Waikato made a good start to the second half, Anthony, haven't they?
Yeah, similar to the start to the first half. They've got a little bit of momentum here. They just seem to be holding on to it.
Reihana playing the ball on the 30, or on the 40 rather. Now Kennedy. Here's a little dab from Kenarangi. Good support by Mahingarangi. Having a good game, isn't he? And now we'll see what they can do here. There goes the kick from Jordan Grace. He shrugged off that little ankle problem. Good kick, that's gone forward, and that player's offside. So it's a penalty to Waikato. Very nice kick there from Jordan Grace.
Yeah, nice kick, nice result too. And they find themselves in a nice part of the field.
Let's go blue.
Well, let's see what they can do here. Can they execute a third try? Tūranga Waiwai Tekoi. Takes it down to 2 metres out. Here's Paul trying to drive himself over the line. Rangi a dummy half. Reihana, that's good, passing. Nataki Matthews has taken 5 metres out. So, vigorous tackling coming in from Sipley. Guys like Sipley and Fia don't muck around, do they? As we see Taylor Leaf have a little dab from dummy half. Here's Reihana. Nudging the kick through, and it's been picked up there by Sipley. And the Vulcans have survived. Away goes Ledger. Giving it back to his point chef teammate, Sipley.
Yeah, here comes the challenge here for Waikato too. Like we saw in the first half, they're great with the ball in hand. However, when they turned it over, they went for long spells without seeing the ball again.
Boy blue.
So can they defend and get it back here? That's the big question.
It's a great tackle from Tūranga Waiwai Tekoi there on Oli Tuamavave.
Yes,
No, they're not
boys,
making many
keep them
metres on the
here.
set, are they? As we see Mikaeli take a carry for the Vulcans. It's a
that,
good
third,
defensive
fourth?
set from Waikato.
Toombs!
Space out wide here for the Vulcans. Clean break coming here from Nutty. There's Tavita.
Tackle!
He tipped up nicely there by Reva Keith. Still a big boil on here though for the Vulcans
He
until
dropped it.
that moment right there.
He
Just
dropped his
couldn't
lollies.
quite link up there was Carly Lupo with Francis Ledger.
Yeah, great work
Yes.
there from the Vulcan centre to find himself into open space. They were under the pump a little bit, but he got down to the right end of the field. And Waikato lucky to get the ball back there because they were shot to bits on that right edge. Francis Ledger putting it down.
Yeah, hard luck there. We'll see if they can. The Waikato are really muscling up, and then Vulcans tried to spread as we see Portman Paul take the next carry. Wharton Benedict back out there, rather, the front rower. Here's Moala.
Fuck his mean, he just runs straight and hard out. Like, fuck,
He's
old
not playing
bloke.
to his age at all. He goes, Rangi, good
Oh!
pass. Turanga
Go
one.
Blue!
Looking to link up with his brother. Good tackle
Nice.
in there from Mike Williams, saves the day
What a hole.
for the Vulcans. Good hands from Rangi. Still a chance here.
Go Kings!
Lovely.
Oh, beauty!
A number right
Gaston!
there. Oh, Dylan
Fucking
Tavita
got the
and
whack!
Mana are in for their third score.
Gas!
Great work from the winger. He showed some real ability to beat
Boy
that first
Blue,
tackle each
what
time.
a hole!
He finished a nice try. Just a few sets
Fuck,
ago.
that was a nice
There's another one.
draw, too.
See you later, left foot.
Wow, excellent work from Kingsley Smith. Great run from Tekoi. And his brother here, Tumatainga, did well. Just got the pass away. And Smith goes in for a double.
Yeah, just that little hesitation there, able to hold up Dylan Tavita. But I think Waikato deserved that try.
Wow.
The last few sets,
Wow.
done well to get the ball back, like I said.
Well, back-to-back tries in the second half for the Mana. So here's Ivan Rehana, hit the post with his last conversion attempt. 1 from 2 so far on the day. No wind to speak of here at Cornwall Park. The glorious day. It's around 18, 19 degrees today here in Auckland. Rehana's nailed that one. It's a 32 to 16.
Nice.
They've done really well. The game really threatened to get away from them in the latter part, or maybe the mid stages of the first half, Anthony, when we saw the Vulcans dominate possession, scoring try after try after try. But since about, I want to say, the 30-minute mark, it's been a much better effort from the Mana.
Yeah, they gave up a lot of possession at the end of that first half, and I thought, you know, if the Vulcans can capitalise, this could be a blowout. But they've done well to hold on. They've done well with how they've started this second half. Got themselves back in the game here.
So Ledger.
Also,
Get things underway.
no.
Nataki Matthews. It is.
What is that?
Here comes Flood. Taken high, but no call there by referee Parky Parkinson. Oh, that's been stolen, but that surely will be a penalty. In fact, it's been ruled a loose carry. That's an interesting call by referee Parkinson.
What the fuck?
So, I think it's Kenarangi. Just a little untidy there for the Mana as they were going through that set. So now a chance for the Vulcans. Really haven't been down in this end of the field for some time.
No, not yet, not in the second half.
Foy off the back of the scrum, Sam Nutty. And now here comes Mikaele. Here comes Fiao. Big fella's well and truly looked after this time, but he is a handful. Foy goes for dummy half. Desmond Foy. Almost there. Is he there? He's short, says referee Parkinson. Tavita in at dummy half. Did he get it down? He has. Dylan Tavita gets over to score the try from dummy half. And the Vulcans reassert their dominance again.
Yeah, Dylan Tavita looks like he's slotted back into that loose forward position now, back around the middle of the park. He scored 2 tries very similar in the Fox final, as we may remember.
Indeed, and Dylan Tavita, another player who had plenty of opportunities as a young fella. He's 24 now. Tavita, a Warriors NYC jersey flag player, 2017-2018, nipped over and played for North's Devils in 2019 over in Brisbane. And he was one of the players that played in the Vulcans team last year, Anthony, that won the championship final, beating Otago by 48 points to 10 in, at North Harbour Stadium. And what I recall was a horrendously wet day. That was a shocker weather-wise that day. Oh, here's Francis Ledger, the complete opposite to today, let me tell you.
Yeah, we've had some shockers up in North Harbour this year with the Wednesday night league, of course. Been it's a wet and wild winter this year.
Yeah, there he is, Dylan Tavita, a bit of a stalwart for Point Chev now. 16 tries this year in his 16 games, and now he's got one here for the Vulcans in the opening game of the NZRL Premiership for 2023. Tuma Tainga Dekoi restarts play for Waikato. Kauli Lupo with the catch, and now Wharton Benedict. Here's Durbin. He was going nowhere fast. Ewa Dekoi back out there wearing 10 for Waikato now. And now here comes Gumby Fiao. Bursting right through again. They're going to put him on the grass. He's having a field day there with his second big charge of the afternoon. Foy at dummy half. Tavita has it. Good hands from Ledger. That brings Fainga back on the inside run. And the Vulcans looking likely once more. Ledger into dummy half. A little nudge through there for Patrick Sipley, who's picked it up. And Sipley goes over to score a try for the Vulcans.
Yeah, early in that set, I was just about to compliment Waikato's work on the ruck. Controlling that ruck speed, slowing it down. And then, of course, big Gumby Fowl just breaks him wide open. Never mind speed on the ground, you got to get him down first. Makes his way upfield.
Well, the other big player who's playing on the wing there. What's Patrick Sipley doing on the wing?
So yes, ever since he got that haircut, mate, he's
yeah,
he's someone else now. He's too flashy to be in the middle.
Exactly. I tell you, that's some pretty decent skills here from Pat Sipley. To go over and score that try. Strange not seeing the top knot anymore, though, isn't it?
I know. I think this is might be the first time his son's seen the neck. His neck's seen the sun in the last 20 years.
There he is, Patrick Sipley, veteran player, 31 years of age. Junior Warrior back in 2011, New South Wales Cup player. Of course, his brother, Tofa, played a lot of games for Manly this year in the NRL, and great to see his bro really kicking on a bit this year. Anthony, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's great to see him. What I assume will be their last game of the year last night against the Tigers.
Yep.
But yeah, he's been there for a long time now.
He has.
Made quite a name for himself over there.
Good to see him getting some opportunities. Been a fringe player for a while and establishing himself nicely this year. Now here's Ledger with a tough conversion attempt. Oh yes, he's missed it. 42 points to 16.
Yeah, I thought they looked alright. I thought it might have been coming around. Few hands over the eyes here. It's a bad day to forget the sunglasses.
Yeah, mate.
Look, Auntie's got the right idea at the back there, sitting in the boot.
Yeah, Sipley's always been a hard man to tackle. There he is. Good to see him smiling, though. Well, 20 minutes to play. Reminding you at 2 o'clock, we've got our second game coming up today between Counties Manukau. They're down in Christchurch.
Whoa.
Against Canterbury. And there's a try.
Fuck!
Whoa, they fucked up.
Meza.
Goes over to score a gift. What a mess up at the back there for the Vulcans. And I tell you what, Mahingarangi has deserved the try today. He's arguably been Waikato's hardest working player.
Fuck,
Yeah,
he's
played
been
well,
doing
plays
me,
on big minutes too.
Fuck yeah.
And up against this Auckland forward pack.
Look at him, not even huffing and puffing at us. Fuck.
What actually happened here? Let's see if we can unpick this one.
I think it's just a little mix-up here. So Cowley Lupo,
Oh,
he thought he's got his
he was
runner on
gonna
the
do a
right. He's
cut.
changed angles, come back to the other side. And he's passed the ball to Mr. Nobody.
Yeah, Wharton Benedict had gone the other way. And Rangi, thanks mate, I'll have 4 points. Now 42-20 now. And Mahingarangi, great game from him. Played all 14 games of
Wasn't
the
doing
club
too
championship
bad.
premiership down in Waikato for Tani Wharo. 6 tries he scored. And now here's Ivan Reihana rather, with this conversion attempt.
And like, who was the one that didn't make the finals game out?
And that has raised the flag, so 42-22.
From the boys, there was they were played for too long. Who was it?
Oh,
No,
tough.
this is not a bad effort from Waikato. In the past, they've found it difficult to score points against the flash teams, the big favoured teams.
He's
Anthony, and
tough.
I've got to
I
say,
didn't
it's
even
been
know that is.
really good to see them threatening a
he's
little
from
bit
the
more with the
Ravens.
ball in this opening match.
Yeah, definitely 22 points on the board already.
And Tuma Taonga Tekoi has it. Just going the 10 metres. It was a pretty decent kickoff from Ledger. Maybe let down by his chasers just a touch. And now here comes Turanga Wawai Tekoi. Made that big break earlier in the second half. Now comes Iwa Tekoi. So there we are. All the three brothers back to back for Waikato. A little play the ball error from Iwa Tekoi. Undoes all their good work. That's a bummer for Waikato.
Yeah, just as they seem to be getting their tails up again. But yeah, like I said, 22 points on the board. I think they'll be happy with that up against a tough Vulcans defence. And perhaps the 42 points they've let in, a couple of those just basic defensive errors, I think they could fix up. You know, bring this game a lot closer to what it says on the scoreboard.
Yeah, 100%. Ngati feeds the scrum. And now here comes Whainga. Got to bring him to deck. He's a dangerous runner. Feel Whainga still going, not held. And charges straight into Jerome Flood. And he finally brings him to deck. Desmond Torfoy. And here comes Pat Sipley. Timing his run to perfection. Tavita. Here's Durban.
Tuma.
Tackle from Tumataunga Tekoi. Rocks Harry Durban, the young prop. Torfoy back to Ben Wharton Benedict. They're down to the 10-metre line. Lots of chatter, lots of urgency in the Vulcans team. They're hungry for more points. Ngati. Tuamavave strolls through. Big gap there on that defence. And there's Oli Tuamavave going over to score his second try of the game. And that was a simple shift, well executed play.
Yeah, well executed. I thought Waikato done well there. A few tackles earlier. They made a great stop on Harry Durbin, and that was the setup play for the big play coming next. However, the Vulcans work it right and come back again. Down that left edge, Tuamavavi. Far too much space.
Yeah, good work from Tuamavavi. He's been a very good player for a while now. So he goes over to score a second try. Had a few injury problems as well down through the years, Tuamavavi, but still playing as well as ever. .15 minutes to play. So all up now, the Vulcans have scored 3 tries in the second half. But so too Waikato. It was 32-6 at half time. 26-point margin. So Waikato have held their own reasonably well in the second half.
Yeah, he's got to fix that start.
Now here's Sam Nati, who's going to line up his first kick of the afternoon. Manukau player. Yeah, the player of the year, and he actually was named the 2023 Fox Memorial Halfback of the Year. Manukau had a pretty decent season actually, mid-table in the Fox Memorial Premiership, more than competitive through the year, and it was largely thanks to Nati and the way he marshalled his team around the park. Good conversion too from him, and it is 48 points to 22 to the Vulcans.
Yeah, just a reminder too, after this one, the Counties Manukau boys will be out of the airport now than Canterbury. They'll be down at the ground getting ready.
Yeah, looking forward to that game. That kicks off at 2 o'clock. Really looking forward to seeing the Canterbury team play again this year. Finalists last year. Hoping to go one better in 2023. Always a competitive team, the Canterbury side. And I don't know about you, Anthony, I was having a chat to a couple of people out at Bruce Pullman Park yesterday where the New Zealand Secondary Schools Champs are being played at the moment, a few NZRL officials, and they were saying there's been a very good vibe down in the Christchurch club competition this year.
Oh, Geordie.
Yeah, we made it down there earlier this year with the Road to Regions stuff with the Warriors. You know, took part in a few coaching clinics and stuff down there in Christchurch. They love their rugby league down there. Absolutely love it.
And they love coming up against the big city boppers, so it's going to be interesting to see how they go through. Speaking of big city boppers, here's one right here. Oh, hang on, there's obstruction there, it looks like. There's Sipley on the rampage again, but Parkinson said it was an illegal play. Oh, yeah. So I think it was Wharton Benedict just getting in the road there.
Yeah, I think he came through an earlier decoy, found himself on the road. I don't think that's gone dead.
No, it hasn't. Unfortunately, hasn't found touch there. Tuma Takoi. Shame for him. So back on defence they come. So the Vulcans get a bit of a let off there. One of the rear 20-metre restarts.
You don't see them much.
Oh, look out. Here's Torfoy making a big charge up the middle. Tavita. Almost a mess up at the play, the ball.
Yeah, I think he was milking the penalty there. The milkman.
Forgot to leave its coins in the old bottles, eh? Here comes Wharton Benedict. Torfoy. Another Manukau player with Sam Nati this year. Here's Gumby Fiao again. Down to the 20-metre line. Kauli Lupo, good pass. Nice pass. Matthew White, good tackle too.
Boy, Tate.
Illegal round there. And on it to Mbavavi. And Ledger.
Oh, yes!
He's grazed the sideline. No tries the call. Maybe he didn't clip his toenails this morning, Anthony.
Yeah, look, he's not done his laces. I think his shoelaces touched the sideline.
Waikato survive. But at the wrong end of the football field again. The Vulcans looking to put on some big defence here. Here's a good burst upfield by Keith. Good run from him.
Don't run now.
Valuable metres there for
And
his
a good
team.
play.
And now here goes Rangi with a little dab from dummy half. So coming off their line pretty well here. Away goes Iwa Takoi. 10 minutes to play in this game. As we see Grace with a little nudge. Bounce is going to be critical here. Hard luck for Waikato there. With Kingsley Smith just overrunning the little tap back.
Yeah, Jordan Grace there, cheeky, tried to touch his foot down on the sideline there, but unlucky.
Mavavi, that's a good tackle by Kena Rangi. Both the Rangi boys have played well, haven't they? Mahinga and Kena. They've been excellent in this game. See Martenga Wilson back out there now, wearing 9 as Ledger. Good pass.
Yes!
Ooh, that was a beauty of a pass right there to Mike Williams, but he dropped it.
Yeah, that Waikato defense up high on that pass. The ball
good
slip about.
sportsmanship, Maverick. Good
I don't think he saw the
sportsmanship.
ball until it popped out, out in front of him
No.
at the last second. Go pass from Ledger though. Looks like he's gone into he's another one that can play in the halves, as we know.
So the Mana just inside the half of Auckland. Jordan Grace to feed the scrum.
Oh.
Oh, Ledger popped out of the line pretty quickly there, but in the end,
those passes.
good short ball. Love that little play. And Taylor Leaf getting good value from him off the bench as well, the 21-year-old. Paul back out there.
Fuck,
Great
no
drive
40.
from Paul.
Shoosh!
25 metres out now, the Mana. Here goes Rangi again. Were they square at mark? He doesn't reckon they were. Referee Parkinson says they were okay. Oh, that's a bummer. The first mistake of the game from Rangi, and away goes Tuamavavi looking to capitalise.
Yeah, it was a great set from Waikato. They just seem to be using their big boys in all the right places. Getting a little bit wider off the ruck. Or punching through the middle when they need to. But now they've got a D up.
Sipley with the next carry for the Vulcans. Jerome Flood jumps aboard.
Bro, he's a fucking tough
Bro,
guy.
he's huge,
And they're on the
bro.
halfway line.
Look, he didn't even go
There goes
down,
Paul
bro.
Foy again.
What
And
the
it's going
fuck
to be a
is
penalty
that?
here for the Vulcans.
Fucking.
Oh, maybe
Get
it was a
off
little
that.
error. Hang on. The referee Parkinson, yes, he
Oh.
has.
Calling the fucking NRL or something, can.
Fumbles if they play the ball.
Yeah, well, he played Junior Warriors.
Maybe it was just an incorrect play the ball there.
Yeah, it's tough to see it there.
So Waikato again have a scrum, similar position to the last one they had. By and large, they executed pretty well other than that drop ball by Rangi. Here he is, first receiver again. Right on the halfway line, Waikato. Some decent footwork again by Taylor Leaf.
Nice.
Interesting to see Waikato's team for the next game, won't it? Too, Anthony, has been some pretty decent efforts from the bench players today. Might start with them next time as we see Wilson back on the inside to Jerome Flood.
Yeah, they started with the experience of Mawala out there, but these young boys off the bench, they're doing really well rolling up the field.
Here goes Rangi. Now Grace. Here comes Turanga Waiwai Tekoi to his brother, Tumatauenga. Got to stay in the field of play here. He's done so. Here goes Turanga Waiwai Tekoi again. And that was the last play. So it's going to be a hand over hard luck there. And they didn't quite get that kick through. Tuamavavi.
Yeah, I'll tell you one advantage this Vulcans team has over any other team in this comp is you've got guys like Pat Sipley and Fial. Every time they touch the ball, they just skittle defenders out the way. If you're a halfback or a standoff in this Vulcans team, you're catching the ball on the ad line. You've got people on the ground, people retreating. You've just got so much time and so much opportunities to feed these outside backs that you have as well. But it's such an advantage this Vulcans team have.
Yeah, you're dead right about that as Doyle steps over that one. Now Ledger. Oh, White. There was a poor pass coming in from Inu that time.
Let's get some in.
Didn't quite hit Matthew White where he wanted it. So Waikato here with 5 minutes to play. Maybe a consolation try on the offering here.
Don't feed.
Yeah, just inside 5 minutes. We'll be hoping for another try. Something to sing about on the bus on the way home. Bit of a long drive.
Yeah, let's see if they can cook it up. Now Taki Matthews. Back comes Grace with that carry for Waikato. And away goes Kenarangi again. Wilson slots into dummy half this time.
What's going on?
Mahingarangi. Back to Chase Kennedy. Kennedy taken on the 20. Good defensive set from the Vulcans so far.
Oh no.
Here goes the kick from Rangi. It's a good kick. And no risks.
Oh, we're back.
Taken that time by Tuamavave.
Yeah, nice options there. You have the big boys lined up to the right. It's almost like the old school days. Forwards on the right, backs on the left. They go left with the little grubber. Well weighted.
Yeah, it was perfectly weighted, wasn't it?
Yeah, great chase there from the centre, and Taylor Leaf as well, putting pressure on Tuamavave.
A short restart again by Ledger. Oh, lovely take there by Koi. And Waikato have a chance again for a consolation try. And they're keeping it on that short side. Oh dear. The execution goes wanting that time.
Yeah, pass is a little off the mark, but Kingsley Smith, you know what he can do when he does get the ball in hand.
There's Tuamavave. Oh, he's driven back a bit there, and there's a penalty coming for the Vulcans. So Sipley with one more carry. And they're up in his face this time. Wharton Benedict. That's a lovely little inside play. Well, the timing just not quite there for Tuamavave off that pass from Ledger. Yes. The idea was good though.
Yeah, he's calling for it again on the right.
Doyle. He's going to take the carry this time. Navajo Doyle. Tuamavave sniffing around the ruck.
Oh.
And a pass.
Oh,
I reckon that was a beauty. Some of those Waikato supporters on the sideline. Tuamavave has had a solid game, but a bit disappointed he didn't execute that pass. We'll see what Waikato can do here with River Keith. Here's Paul. Good solid contact from Patrick Sipley on Paul that time. Now Moala. Here goes the kick from Grace. And that's play on, and Fials, Sione Fials jumped on it for for the Vulcans. Tuamavave, good hands. Nice catch there from Makaile. Just
go shoot, dive.
With Kali Lupo. And Grace might jump on this. Rather messy play from both teams in the dying seconds.
Yeah, getting a bit scrappy now, but it's been some fantastic footy today. Great to see everybody in shape too. I know the club season finished just a couple of weeks ago for the finalists, but even the guys that were knocked out early, they've kept themselves in good nick. They're playing good footy here today.
Yeah, been a good solid effort from both teams in the first round of the premiership for this season. But this stacked Auckland Vulcans side is just a bit too classy for Waikato
Stacked down.
in this contest. As we see Ngati sneak away from dummy.
Oh.
Smith almost with a last second intercept there. But that'll be it here at Cornwall Park. A very solid effort from both teams, but the Auckland Vulcans get the win by
Nice little game though.
48
That was all
points
good.
to 22.
Boys
8
played mean.
tries in all. Tuamavave got 2, Makaile a couple, Fiao. Also on the try scoring list today, Navajo, Doyle, Tavita and Patrick Sipley. And we had tries for the mana today to Moala, Smith with a double and Mahingarangi. Just finally, before we wrap it up, Anthony, your final thoughts on this one?
My final thoughts are that Vulcans team on paper, they look like favourites going into this one. Waikato, although they've shown what they can do, they can score points, 22 points and a couple tries gone begging too. I think, in the next coming weeks, if they can fix the things that didn't work out today, they'll be great.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the game, folks, here from Cornwall Park with the Vulcans winning. But stay with us here on Sky Sport in 20 minutes. We've got the second match of the Men's Premiership coming up. It's Counties against Canterbury from Christchurch here on Sky Sport.
I think the YouTube's a bit behind, so I don't want to turn it off. So boys,